Hi everybody, Shane Hollas, owner of Maaco of Rockwall here, and for today I wanted to share a common scenario we're seeing right now because of the big hailstorm that we had a few weeks ago. We have more and more vehicles coming in to get hail repair. Now, hail repair can come in two ways. We can do the traditional body collision repair, which is sanding down using various equipment and tools, putting a skim coat of filler on there, smooth it out, block it, paint it, reassemble. It's a little bit more of a complex traditional process. The other way you can do hail repair is through what's called PDR, or paintless dent repair. And it is exactly that. It is dent repair without having to paint. And this truck is a great example of this. So when a storm comes through, whether you're using insurance or not, we work with a person like you can see back here, Don, that owns Texas Dents, who is a PDR specialist company. So he will come in and he will assess the vehicle and do an estimate for what they can do with paintless dent repair. And then we help the customer make the decision, is this something that's worth using insurance for, or is it a low enough amount that it just makes sense to just pay for it out of pocket and avoid the insurance and avoid potentially the rates going up from using insurance. Now this truck is a good one to look at because it's going to be a hybrid. There's going to be stuff that paintless dent repair cannot fix. If your paint is cracked or chipped, you got to do traditional work and get it painted. Also, if the dent is in a weird area, and I'll say weird area because it means they can't get their tools behind the panel to be able to work the dent out. Because when you do paintless dent repair, we'll look on the hood in a second, they actually take the tool and they get underneath the panel somehow, and then they kind of press up and work the dent out. Now, I say this truck is a good example because some of it's going to be paintless dent repair and some of it is going to be traditional. And this customer is a good customer of ours, very particular about his vehicle, and he's got some nicks and scratches on it that he says, you know what, let's do all this stuff at once. So here's an example. One of the things, somebody backed into him in a parking lot. He just came out and there it was. So his bumper is dented. You can see this big scratch. There's no way paintless is going to do that. We're going to have to paint that. He's also got some stuff on the roof. But when we come over here to the hood, is going to be a good example. Maybe come this way so we can look here. So you can see this pretty big dent here and a smaller one right here. And I don't know if you can tell. Can you see that moving when I press on it? This is an aluminum hood. So when you do this, you can tell just how thin that metal is. Now this dent, they can do with paintless dent repair. This one is too big. They can't do it with paintless dent repair. It won't be able to push up, and it will do what we call oil can, which it will probably suck back on itself and pop in and out as temperature fluctuates, etc. So we're going to do paintless there and traditional here. And now this one right here on the hood is another good example of something that paintless dent repair cannot do. And the reason is because the paint is actually cracked all across this seam. So it hit high enough, and it might be hard to see from the camera, but right there is just a big crack in the paint. So what's going to happen is if we try to do paintless dent repair on this, it's going to raise up, but then very quickly water, the hood is a tough spot because water, wind, like when you're driving down to 75 miles an hour in a rainstorm, all that water is coming into here at 75 miles an hour. So the water tends to get underneath that, and you'll see the paint just start peeling up. Same thing happens when you get rock chips and stuff up here. That's why the paint starts coming up. So you have another dent right here, and this one can be done with paintless dent repair. So a little bit interesting how we can fix different vehicles, and what our goal is to try to make the repair be as most cost effective for the vehicle owner, at the same time getting the vehicle repaired correctly. So if you have any damage like this, feel free to come on down to the store with us, and we will happy to help figure out the right situation. I will say one thing also, coming into us and us using our third-party partner like Don does not make it more expensive to you. It'll be the same cost if you would go directly to him, because us being a business, we have a discount. We will get a cheaper rate because of the volume that we do from them, and that allows them to come provide it to us at a way that is no higher cost for you. So we do all these things to try to make the best scenario for our customer. And if we can help you, come on down to Maaco of Rockwall, and we'd be happy to do it.